Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only Animation Legends, and yeah guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had the powers of Zeref. So yeah guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the previous part of the series, and if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out, you guys will definitely like it. And yeah guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be very helpful to me as I want to reach 20k subscribers on this channel, and you guys subscribing would be really appreciated. So please guys do so. So without wasting any more of your time, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto has finally started to take things seriously as he was able to evolve his powers even further, and we also saw the appearance of the servant of Naruto that was none other than Uchiha Shisui. At the time, at the death of Shisui, Naruto was able to revive him using his magical powers, as afterward Naruto made him into a demon as well as his servant, thus increasing the power of Shisui even further, while on the other hand, the Uchiha clan which was already pushed by Konoha to the limits after the defeat of Sasuke by the hands of Naruto, Fugaku could no longer see reason as he wanted to take over Konoha. His ties to Minato were already cut off because of the actions of the third Hokage as well as the Elder Council. After all, Fugaku had given too much for the ascension of Minato in the position of fourth Hokage, but after becoming fourth Hokage, Minato realized that his power was not that great, as he was always tied down by the third Hokage and the Elder Council, so he was unable to do anything for the Uchiha clan. Thus, the situation of Uchiha started to get worse and worse, and finally, it was time for Konoha to take action against the Uchiha clan, and Fugaku cannot accept that, as he wanted to finally get rid of elders as well as Minato and become Hokage himself. And Naruto finally got that information. After all, it was time for Naruto to take action for him to achieve his true goal and to achieve all of his power and ascend to a level far beyond that of this world. He needs to achieve the level and take the power of Menma, the child of destiny, the authority of this world. That is something not required, but he can lose the shackles on his power after gathering the power of this world. And that was the power of Yin and Yang half of the Sage of Six Paths power. Uchiha clan represent the Yin half, while on the other hand, the Senju and the Uzumaki represent the Yang half. But Senju and Uzumaki were dead, so Naruto had to make do with the Uchiha clan. So Naruto decided to take part in the whole ordeal of the Uchiha clan. While on the other hand, Itachi as well as the Root Ambo were attacking the Uchihas, while on the other hand, Naruto was already watching this as he has already used some of his power to convert most of the three Tomo and powerful Uchihas into his own personal demons, then taking control of them, while on the other hand, all the bodies of the Uchiha clan as well as their Sharingan were turned into Yin Chakra, which Naruto absorbed using his magic circles, while on the other hand, Fugaku, just when Itachi was about to kill Fugaku, Shisui finally decided to intervene and decided to fight Itachi, while on the other hand, Fugaku also tried to help his son, but in the end of the day, Naruto was able to take him down and thus turning him into a demon, while on the other hand, Danzo, who was dreaming to get all the Sharingans of the Uchiha clan, was waiting happily outside of the Uchiha district, but when he saw two Susanos fighting against each other, Danzo realized that it must be Fugaku against Itachi, so he decided to come and take the Mangekyo Sharingans of Itachi and Fugaku for himself. But when he arrived, he saw the person which he thought was already dead. That was none other than Shisui. As Shisui took his Sharingan back and gave a beating to Danzo, afterward, Naruto turned Itachi into his demon as well, thus taking control of Itachi as well, as Itachi was able to convince the fourth Hokage and the elders that Shisui only attacked Danzo because he wanted to take his eye back, while on the other hand, he has already gotten rid of all the Uchihas and destroyed the Sharingan. Danzo was furious. After all of this he has done just to get the Sharingan. Not only he has lost his Mangekyo Sharingan, but the other Sharingans of the normal Uchihas were also destroyed by Shisui. So he was furious about it, but nothing could be done. And after that, we had a small time skip, and now Naruto was already 16, and we also saw the bell test in which Naruto fought against Kakashi and also showed a bit of his power, a black lightning that was far stronger than Kakashi ever thought possible, and he almost died by the hands of Naruto. So yeah guys, that was the last part of the series. So if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out. So without any further ado, let us start the story from here. So now let us start the story from Naruto as Naruto was summoned in the fourth Hokage's office as Minato was doing his paperwork, and finally there was a knock on the door as an Ambu arrived. Lord Hokage, your son Naruto is here. As Minato looked upward as he said, alright, send him in. As Naruto finally entered in the Hokage office, as Minato gave a small smile to Naruto. Well, Naruto, it has been some time. Today, I have been given the report by your sensei, and I must say that Kakashi seemed impressed by your talents. As Minato gave a friendly smile to Naruto, while on the other hand, Naruto was simply amused by the expression and the feeling he was getting from Minato. After all, Minato was a politician. Well, not that good of a politician, but nonetheless. As Naruto simply smiled at that, well, Lord Hokage, I try my best to be a good shinobi. After all, in the world of shinobis, if you're not good enough, then soon enough you shall be dead. As Minato simply nodded at that, well, Naruto, that is good. I must say that the reports I have been given, I'm also pretty impressed. It seems that you have created your own S-rank technique, a black lightning technique, if I must say. Can you tell me how did you create it? It's not to raise an eyebrow at that. Well, Lord Hokage, it was not exactly that hard. After all, it is just an S-rank technique. Surely, someone as a genius like you, a master of the Rasengan, as well as the Flying Thunder Guard technique, do you not think that I cannot create a simple S-rank technique? As Minato simply his eyes twitch at that as he simply laughed at that. Well, Naruto, I must say, then if you're able to create this technique, then you must be a genius. Well, guess what? I have a proposition for you. As Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, and what would that be, Lord Hokage? As Minato simply smiled at that, as you know that after the second Hokage, there are many geniuses in Konoha, but not many people have created their own personal technique. Even my Rasengan and Kakashi's Chidori are normal A-rank technique, while the other clans have their own personal technique, but Konoha possess a forbidden scroll on which all the S-rank techniques are recorded. Well, mostly those people who have little ties with that of clan techniques. So, I'm willing to exchange a S-rank technique from the forbidden scroll as long as you give the instruction for your own personal S-rank technique. As not to raise an eyebrow at that, honestly, his technique was nothing special, mostly the Jin chakra combined with the immense power of the lightning nature, and that created the so-called lightning dragon. But Naruto simply shrugged at that. He wanted to see what this forbidden scroll actually possessed. With that, Minato simply smiled at that and simply snapped his finger as a list appeared in front of Minato by the hands of an Ambu. As Minato gave a list to Naruto, well, I cannot show you the forbidden scroll. After all, it is forbidden for a reason. All you have to do is to select one of the techniques given below, and as long as you select it, I will give you the corresponding scroll for that technique. As Naruto simply grabbed the paper and read through it. Well, most of the powerful techniques were not there. It mostly were water style technique as well as flying thunder guard technique. As Minato simply smiled at that, well, I cannot give you the flying thunder guard technique because after my performance in the third grade ninja war, no one can have flying Thundercat technique without the approval of all the elders and Hokage themselves, so I cannot exchange that. Other than that, you can take anything. As Naruto simply nodded at that, as he also had a feeling that all techniques were not here like that of the Edo Tensei. But finally, Naruto looked towards one of the technique that was present here. As Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, Spirit transformation technique, the same technique the fiancé of Tsunade possessed in the original timeline. As Naruto pointed towards it, this technique looks pretty good. As Minato looked towards it, as he raised an eyebrow at that, are you sure about it? This technique is rather powerful, but it is also dangerous. As Naruto simply nodded at that, he wanted to try something, and this kind of technique could also be pretty useful for him if we were to combine it with his other powerful forms. As Minato simply nodded at that, alright then, all you have to do is to write down the instructions of your own personal technique, and in exchange I will give you the scroll for spirit transformation technique. As Naruto simply nodded at that, as after some time he finally got the scroll and decided to leave the Hokage office, while in the root base Shimura Danzo was smirking. Well, Uchiha, is that all you possess? Your brother was a lot more powerful in your age, and in your age you're only just that, a genin, barely at a level of a chunin, while on the other hand your older brother was able to take down all the Uchiha clan in your age. As Sasuke growled at that, shut up, as he rushed towards Danzo, but one of his, you can say, shinobi stepped forward and kicked Sasuke away. As Danzo simply smirked at that. What do you think, Itachi? How dare you blackmail me and take away all of the shurikens? I will make your little brother my personal pet, and let's see how you handle that. As Danzo simply smirked at that, suddenly a root ambu landed beside him. Lord Danzo, as Shimura Danzo heard what the root Ambo had told him as he slammed his cane into the ground, that Namikaze is far overstepping his bounds. What does he think he is? Just because he's given the name of the fourth Hokage, he really thinks that he is the Hokage. How dare he gave away one of the forbidden scroll technique just like that without consulting the elders? Go and ask for other elders and third Hokage. As the root Ambu disappeared from there, Ashimura Danzo had a frown on his face. He never liked Minato Namikaze. That guy was just that, a puppet Hokage in the hands of Third Hokage. So he had no respect for Minato whatsoever. One day he will take down Minato and become the fifth Hokage no matter what. While on the other hand, Naruto at the moment was, you can say, doing his own thing as he was meditating as magic circles were surrounding him. He was able to separate his soul from his body, thus was able to sense the anomalies in the shinobi world. He must say that even in his soul he can sense that something was suppressing him as if the world conscious has locked him down. As Naruto looked towards his hand, but Naruto simply smiled at that. He could feel the chains over his body, but he could also feel that the chains were loosening, maybe because he has absorbed all the power of the Uchiha clan, the Jin half of the Sage of Six Path power. As Naruto closes his eyes and returns back to his body, as Naruto opened his eyes, maybe it is time for him to be challenged by other people so that he can make his armies bigger and unlock more of his potential. As Naruto stood up and disappeared from there, while in the training ground, Menma and Mito were sparring against each other as Kakashi was giving them pointers as Menma kicked Mito away as Mito was painting hard, while on the other hand, Menma had a smirk on his face. Well, Mito, it seems that you cannot win against me using taijutsu. Maybe you should rely more on your chains. As Mito scoffed at that, do not overstep your bounds, Menma. Let me show you what I truly got. With that, Mito was ready to make hand signs, but suddenly Naruto appeared beside Kakashi. Kakashi, stop wasting my time. Where are the missions you promised? As Kakashi jumped back a little, he didn't even notice when Naruto appeared behind him. As Kakashi coughed a little, well, Naruto, we are actually today we are doing some training. Why don't you join us? As Naruto looked towards Kakashi with the blank look on his face as Kakashi coughed a little. Well, Naruto, I know that you're powerful, but you should still train. As Naruto simply looked towards Kakashi blankly, as Kakashi simply coughed a little. Alright, let me ask Sensei, since you guys have already completed some direct missions, so maybe we can get something new. With that, Kakashi disappeared from there as Naruto looked towards Menma and Mito who had stopped the battle. As Naruto's eyes met with that of Menma, as Menma had a shiver run through his body. As Naruto simply smiled at that, his little brother is becoming stronger and stronger. It is only the matter of time that Menma unlocks all of his power, and that when that day arrives, he shall take it for himself. As Naruto simply smiled at that, while on the other hand, Mito simply glared towards Naruto. She did not like her older brother. After all, this position was rightfully belonged to Sasuke-kun, but Naruto had taken it away, and she will never forgive him for that. But Naruto simply ignored Mito. He had no time for the tantrums of his little sister. As Naruto looked towards Menma, Menma, it has been some time. Why don't we have a sparring match with each other? As Naruto stepped forward, as Menma gulped a little. Well, I don't know. I'm a bit tired. I have just fought against Mito. As Mito simply scoffed at that. What are you scared of, Menma? He's just a loser. He only got lucky with Kakashi Sensei earlier. I do not believe that. He is stronger than us. So, if you're not gonna fight him, I shall fight him. As Menma stepped forward, alright Mito, do not worry about it. Since Naruto wants to spar with me, I will do so. After all, Menma also realized that Mito is getting a bit cocky. After all, she was not stronger than Menma, and Menma was not exactly too confident against Naruto. As Naruto simply smiled at that and pointed towards Menma, bring it on. As Menma gritted his teeth at that, as his eyes turned red, as he activated the state of QB chakra and launches himself towards Naruto as Naruto simply smiled at that impressive speed, but Naruto casually dodged the attack of Menma and grabbed Menma's wrist and started to rotate him in mid-air and sending him flying, but Menma was able to flip in mid-air and activated his Rasengan. We started to rotate faster and faster as wind started to gather around the Rasengan. It was a small version of the wind Rasengan rather than Rasen Shuriken. After all, Menma was still working on Rasen Shuriken and it was not perfected yet. So, wind style small Shuriken was coming towards Naruto as Naruto casually walked towards Menma and slapped the technique away like it was nothing, and just like that, the technique burst away into nothingness. Menma was taken aback at that. That technique was not S rank, but it was definitely stronger than A rank technique. After all, Rasengan was A rank, so even if the technique was not completed yet, it was still greater than A rank as Naruto casually slap it away as Naruto simply disappeared from the eyes of Menma as a fist was slammed into Menma's gut like brutally as Menma opened his mouth to puke out blood, but Naruto's other hand grabbed Menma's face and slammed him into the ground with such force that the ground shook as Menma screamed a little as more Kyuubi's chakra started to float in his body as one tail appeared, but Naruto was still holding on to the face of Menma even though Kyuubi's chakra was trying to burn Naruto's hand, but Naruto simply smiled at that and once again grabbed Menma and slammed him into the ground with such force that this time a small crater was formed in it as Naruto kicked Menma into the ribs, sending him flying into nearby trees, and Naruto once again appeared in front of Menma fire style, majestic destroyer flame. With that, Naruto released a gigantic tsunami of fire. As Menma cursed under his breath, suddenly two more tails appeared behind him as Menma went through hand signs and slammed his hand into the ground as a gigantic wall appeared. As Naruto's fire collided with the gigantic wall, turning it into nothingness. But Menma already had his next attack ready as a gigantic water prison surrounded Menma, thus was able to save him from the power of fire that was coming towards him. As Menma let go of the water, Three Tails was still behind him. As Menma looked towards Naruto and once again activated his, you can say, Rasengan, but this time he was channeling not only the wind style but also the power of Kyuubi inside of the Rasen Shuriken. The technique was unstable, it was clear to all, but Menma still threw it towards Naruto. The unstable Rasen Shuriken was coming towards Naruto as Naruto simply smiled at that as Naruto moved his hand forward as a magic circle appeared in Naruto's hand as it started to take shape into black and purple energy and started to take the form of a sword as Naruto grabbed the sword and swing it towards the coming Rasen Shuriken as a shockwave of power erupted and slammed into the Rasen Shuriken as both of the techniques cancelled each other out with explosion of power as Menma was sent flying through several trees once more because of the shockwave while Naruto casually walked towards Menma as Menma stood up. Damn it, how is he so powerful? Suddenly Mito arrived behind Naruto. Stop it! You cannot hurt Menma. With that, several chains tried to grab Naruto, but Naruto moved his hand and grabbing all the chains and put force onto it, thus shattering all the chains apart, shocking Menma and Mito. As Naruto simply smiled at that. At the moment, you do not interest me, Mito. So get lost. With that, Naruto casually swing Mito away and simply looked towards Menma. Suddenly, Kakashi appeared. That is enough. As he looked towards Menma and then towards Naruto in utter shock. He had already gotten the information from Minato, and when he arrived, he saw Menma activating the Three Tails and fighting against Naruto. He also wanted to see what Naruto and Menma's true level truly were. But looking towards Naruto, he has to admit that Naruto was stronger than Menma, but he did not expect that the gap would be this great. As Kakashi simply gulped a little as he simply shook his head at that. Alright, the match is over and we have a mission to do. So get ready, Menma, Mito. With that, he looked towards Naruto. Naruto, you stay back. With that, Menma finally let go of his three-tailed state. The Kyuubi's chakra has already healed most of his wounds as he looked towards Naruto, but for the first time, he felt a bit of fear towards his older brother. But Naruto simply looked towards Menma. Menma, remember this match. Become powerful. You have a lot more potential than any other person in the shinobi world, and I want to see what you truly are made up of. Trust me, you're gonna need all the strength you can get. as Naruto simply looked towards Menma with a small smile as Menma still had that strange feeling as if he was just a prey and Naruto was a predator. As Mito stepped forward, come on Menma, we have to get ready for the mission. With that, Menma simply started to walk away as Menma clenched his fist at that. He cannot accept it. How could something like this happen? He has been trained from very young age to become a powerful shinobi, and with three-tailed state he dares say that he is not even scared of an elite jonin. He can take on even Kakashi in his three-tailed state, no trouble, and has a great chance of winning. But against Naruto, he felt as if he was nothing. And he cannot accept that. While on the other hand, Kakashi looked towards Naruto. Naruto, I must say that you're stronger than I previously thought you were, but Menma is your little brother, he's also your teammates, and you have gone too far in this battle. As Naruto simply smiled at that, I was just simply sparring with him, and I did not use my more powerful technique like the technique I used against you. As Kakashi clenched his fist at that, he has also read about the technique in the Forbidden Scroll, which Naruto had given to Minato. He had tried it as well, but he was barely able to create black lightning. Other than that, he was unable to master it. Even Minato sensei did not say anything, but he had a feeling that Minato sensei had also tried it and he was unable to create the same effect as Naruto, and he was pretty curious and surprised by it as Kakashi simply sighed at that. Alright, Naruto. We are gonna go on a C-rank mission, so get ready. As Naruto simply smiled at that, if you say so, sensei. With that, Naruto disappeared from the training ground as Kakashi let his hand through his hair. Well, sensei, you have truly put me in a difficult spot. As Kakashi murmured simply under his breath, while on the other hand, Menma arrived to his house as he looked towards his mother and went to his room to prepare for kunai and all that as Mito also arrived. As Kushina stepped forward, Mito, Menma, what is going on here? And how did you get injured? Don't tell me that you guys were once again using Kyuubi's power to spar against each other. After all, Kushina was a previous Jinchuriki, even though Menma was no longer in a Kyuubi state. But his chakra still had some remnant of Kyuubi's chakra running through it, and Kushina was able to sense it as Mito stepped forward. It is all because of Naruto. He challenged Menma, and Menma had to use the power of Kyuubi. As Kushina was taken aback at that, Naruto, what are you talking about? Naruto is not trained by us, so how could he be powerful enough to push you in using Kyuubi's chakra? What is going on here, Menma? As Menma simply looked down and did not say anything and went to his room. Menma, as Mito stepped forward, Mom, let me tell you everything. With that, Mito started to explain everything. As Kushina was taken aback at that, she could not understand it. How could Naruto become this powerful? After all, Menma was alright, so she's not gonna blame Naruto for attacking Menma or anything like that. After all, they're shinobi, not that fool. As Kushina simply shook her head at that. Well, I did not knew about it. Let me have a talk with Naruto. With that, she decided to go back into the kitchen, but suddenly the door was once again slammed open as Naruto entered into the room. As Mito looked towards Naruto, as she still remembered how her powerful chakra chains were shattered like they were nothing. As Naruto did not even look towards Mito and started to walk towards his room to prepare for the scenic mission, while on the other hand, Kushina also came out of the kitchen once more. Naruto, I want to talk to you. As Naruto looked towards his so-called mother, do you have anything to say, Lady Kushina? As Kushina flinched at that, she had to admit that after years of training Menma and Mito, she did not pay too much attention to Naruto. Could it be that the relationship has fallen to the point that he doesn't even call her mother? As Kushina felt a little bit of guilt at that, but still, she simply shook her head at that. Menma and Mito's training was important after all. As a Jinchuriki, she knows how much training is required, otherwise they can hurt themselves and hurt others as well. As Kushina simply sighed at that, Naruto, I know about the training match you have against Menma. While I did not knew that you were powerful enough to push Menma in using QB power, but you guys are siblings and I do not want any hatred among you. As Naruto simply smiled at that, trust me, mother, in this world I can hate anyone, but not my little brother. With that, Naruto simply smiled and walked towards his room, as Kushina was a bit confused because this word should make her happy, thinking that Naruto and Menma have good relationship, but why does she have a strange feeling about those words? After all, Menma represents the very authority of the shinobi world, the child of destiny. All the luck of the world is inside of Menma, even though it is not activated just yet, but one day it will activate. So Naruto was telling the truth. In this world, he can hate anyone other than Menma. After all, he required the power of Menma, and if anyone dared to kill Menma, they would have to get rid of Naruto first. As Naruto simply smiled evilly, as his eyes turned black for a second, as he returned back to his room to prepare for the scene at mission. As Kushina simply sighed at that, she need to have a talk with Minato as soon as possible. While on the other hand, Menma was in his room. He has heard about everything. As he clenched his fist at that, he had a complicated expression on his face. Could it be that his older brother actually liked him and did not hate him? But he simply shook his head at that. Naruto liking him, it was not something he could grasp. The concept, after all. Whenever Naruto looked towards him, there was always a strange feeling he had, as if he was just a prey. Yes, he simply shook his head at that. Damn it, I need to become powerful. I will not bring shame to my training of my senses. As Menma was ready to train even harder to become powerful enough to defeat Naruto and to prove to everyone that he was the true child of destiny. With that, Menma was ready, while on the other hand, in the Hokage office, Minato gave the scroll to Kakashi. This is the Sinek mission. You guys have to escort Tazuna to the Wave Country and protect him till he complete his bridge. As Kakashi simply nodded at that. Alright, Sensei, I will be taking my leave. With that, Minato simply nodded at that as Kakashi decided to leave. While after some time, suddenly the door was slammed open as Danzo, the third Hokage, and the other two elders arrived. As Minato raised an eyebrow at that, wondering why they were here. After all, he has not completed any bills, so there was no reason for the elders to come to, you can say, discuss matters with him. Well, most of the time, they're just simply dishing orders and criticizing him on everything. As Minato simply shook his head at that. Well, Lord Heard, elders, it is good to see you. So, may I ask why you guys are here? As Tadokage simply smiled at that. Well, Minato, we have something to discuss with you. So, let us have a bit of discussion. With that, Tadokage took his seat as the other elders also decided to take their respective seats. As Tadokage opened his mouth, well, Minato, I hope that everything is going well in the family. As Minato was about to answer, but suddenly Danzo spoke up. Hiruzen, stop wasting time. Minato, how dare you? Who do you think you are? As Minato was taken aback at that, wondering what is wrong with this elder. As Danzo spoke up, how dare you give the forbidden techniques of Konoha freely to your son. You are misusing the authority of the Hokage, and you are unfit to be Hokage. As Minato looked towards Danzo, and now he also had a bit of anger in his eyes. After all, he was a yellow flash. No matter how much compromise he had to make for the good of Konoha, that doesn't mean that anyone can insult him to his face. Elder Danzo, I believe that you have gotten something wrong. I am the Hokage, and I have all the authority over Konoha. As he looked towards Danzo, while Tadokage also realized that no matter what, Minato was still the Hokage, and Danzo was openly insulting him now. As Danzo was about to insult Minato once again, as Hiruzen spoke up, Danzo, that is enough. As Danzo gritted his teeth at that, as Hiruzen coughed a little. Well, Minato, I believe Danzo was a bit emotional. You know that how the forbidden scroll was created by our sensei, and we have deep relationship with it, and that was the only reason Danzo became a bit emotional. It is just that he wanted to ask you why you gave the forbidden technique to your son, and I believe that Danzo had no bad intention. As Minato scoffed at that, he knew about the close relationship of Tadokage and Danzo, and they are just simply playing him. As Minato simply scoffed at that, as he simply threw a scroll towards the Tadokage, who simply grabbed it. And I did not give the forbidden scroll to Naruto. I exchanged it by the loss of Konoha, and this is the technique he gave me in return. As Tadokage was confused about it. What technique could be worth for an exchange from the forbidden scroll of Konoha? As Tadokage opened the technique and put a hand on one of the seal there, it had a small genjutsu placed in it. As Tadokage closed his eyes, the knowledge of the technique and the damage it could cause when Naruto displays the technique, as it was put inside of it, just like a small image as Tadokage saw it as he opened his eyes. That was definitely an S-rank technique as he gave the scroll to the other elders who one by one also saw that, and they now realize that Minato has exchanged a technique for another technique. After all, the forbidden scroll is actually Konoha's forbidden scroll with all the S-rank techniques are present, well, except that of made by different clans. As Minato simply looked away, but suddenly Shimura Danzo slammed his face into the nearby table, almost shattering the pot. I must arrest this brat, Minato. Are you a fool? This technique is black lightning. I believe that Naruto Uzumaki is a spy planted by Kumo. He must be interrogated by my root organization. Everyone looked towards Danzo, and even now Minato was getting angrier as he also slammed his face into the table, shattering it apart. Enough, Danzo. I have tolerated your insults and everything for Konoha, but there is a limit to your audacity. Naruto is my son. How dare you say that he is a spy planted by Kumo? I believe that you just want to rebel against Konoha. This time Minato was truly furious about it. Not only he was insulted to the face multiple times, but now this elder is not even showing him basic respect. As Shimura Danzo was about to open his mouth, but Tadokage also stood up. Danzo, enough, apologize now. As Danzo looked towards Hiruzen as if he had been betrayed by his lover. Hiruzen, how could you ask me to apologize? I'm also doing it for the good of Konoha. This is Black Lightning, the secret technique of Kumogakure. How did the son of Minato learn about it? I believe he had betrayed Konoha and has joined hands with Kumo. I'm doing it for the good of Konoha, as he screamed on top of his lung. As Tadokage simply looked towards Danzo. Danzo, I will not repeat my words. Apologize now. Otherwise, today your root organization will be disbanded. As Danzo was furious about it. After all, in his eyes, he was doing this for the good of Konoha. As he glared towards Minato, sorry, with that, Danzo simply kicked the chair away and simply walked out of the Hokage office, while on the other hand, third Hokage simply shook his head at that. I'm sorry, Minato, I believe that Danzo is just emotional, while Minato simply looked towards Hiruzen with anger in his eyes. He was insulted so many times, and today, that guy did not even properly apologize. As Third Hokage also realized that Minato was angry, so he decided to take his leave as well, while the other two elders also realized that the things are getting out of hand, so they also decided to leave. While on the other hand, on the side of Naruto, Menma and Mito are already on the way as Naruto looked towards the small paddle that was present here, as Naruto simply shook his head at that. This was something he will not even bother with. Suddenly, the demon brothers attacked Kakashi, but this time Menma and Mito moved with blinding speeds, and it did not even take much long for them to subdue both of the demon brothers. As after some interrogation, Kakashi realized that this mission was greater than that of a Syriac mission, but looking towards his team, as suddenly he was filled with confidence. No matter what challenges that are ahead, even if a Jonin were to come, he was confident that he can take them on, no trouble whatsoever. As Kakashi looked towards his team, so are you guys sure you want to continue this mission? As Menma stepped forward, do not worry, Kakashi sensei. I have been trained from the very young age. I am ready for any challenge. As Mito also smirked at that, she was ready to show her skills, while on the other hand, Naruto also had an amused expression on his face. Honestly, these people are far too weak compared to him. All he wants is for Menma to grow up properly, to become powerful enough, and when the time comes, he can take what he wants. It's not to simply smile at that. Well, Kakashi sensei, I believe since we have already arrived here, it would be bad for our reputation to leave the poor bridge builder to the evil forces. So I believe that we should go on. As Kakashi simply nodded at that, as he looked towards Tazuna, you should count yourself lucky that my team is powerful enough. Otherwise, if it was any other team or a team from another village, they would have abandoned you right here and right now. As Tazuna, who was sweating, also nodded at that and simply thanked all of them. As Kakashi said, alright team, let's go. As all of them stepped forward to continue their mission, while on the other hand, Zabuza Mamochi had also gotten the information that how his demon brothers were already defeated. As they looked towards Haku, it seemed that we have gotten some serious trouble. It seemed that the children of Hokage are also present in this mission, as well as Kakashi, Hatake. While I can deal with Kakashi, are you sure you can handle the children of Hokage? As Haku stepped forward, as he has a icy chill around him. He has been training for all these years under the tutelage of Zabuza, and he has become powerful enough, a elite Jonin, if not a half-step cage level. He was even stronger than Zabuza after all. In this timeline, their age is actually 16. So that is that. As Haku simply nodded at that, do not worry, Lord Zabuza, I will definitely deal with the children of Okage, but Zabuza spoke out, do not kill them, just knock them out. After all, they are the children of Okage. If we really kill them, then Konoha will definitely hunt us to the ends of this world. Our mission is to get rid of Tazuna and get our bounty, not make enemies out of Konoha. As Haku simply nodded at that, as Zabuza brought out his, you can say, blade and disappeared into the forest as Haku also disappeared following Zabuza. As after some time, Zabuza landed in a nearby tree to see that the team was coming towards him, while on the other hand, Naruto was casually enjoying the air as he opened his eyes, looking in the direction where Zabuza was present. As Kakashi also noticed that something was off as a sword was coming towards them, and just like that, all of them ducked as Naruto casually stepped away from the area of the sword, and just like that, the sword was planted in a nearby tree as Zabuza appeared, as he gave a long speech about the demon of the mist and all that, and finally the battle between Kakashi and Zabuza has already begun, while on the other hand, Naruto was casually watching all of this as he looked in a specific direction. There was a powerful breath coming from there as Naruto's eyes narrowed at that. Well, it seemed that a potential demon candidate is present here as well, as Naruto thought in his mind. After all, he required powerful subordinates, and these Kekkei Genkai users are pretty powerful. But Naruto simply looked in the direction of Menma and Mito. Do not disappoint me, Menma. I hope that you grow up pretty quickly. As Naruto simply smiled at the thought, while on the other hand, Kakashi was already trapped in a water prison. As Menma spoke up, Kakashi-sensei, damn it, Zabuza, let him go. But before he can attack him, suddenly several ice mirrors appeared around Menma and Mito, while on the other hand, Naruto casually stepped out of the area of the ice mirrors as Haku wanted to capture Naruto, Menma and Mito at the same time. But the moment he started his hand signs, Naruto was already out of the area of effect of his jutsu as Haku cursed under his breath. But looking towards Naruto and trying to sense his chakra, he thought that this guy was pretty weak. Maybe these two were the true geniuses, but he simply shook his head at that. He needed to get rid of these two and then get rid of the other guy as well. Zabuza-sama had already captured Kakashi, and he had to complete his mission as Haku appeared in the mirrors and the battle between Haku and Menma was about to begin. My apologies, I know that you are powerful shinobi from Konoha, but we also have our difficulties. We have to complete this mission for our own hidden village. So today I will defeat you in the name of Zabuza-sama. With that, Haku brought out his sandbombs and threw it towards Menma and Mito as Menma and Mito looked towards each other as their eyes suddenly changed as Kyuubi chakra erupted from them as the tails of Kyuubi slammed into the nearby ice mirror, shattering it apart. But Haku was a powerful shinobi as well, as he was quickly able to rebuild the ice mirror and was throwing ice techniques and more ice jutsus towards Menma and Mito, as this Haku was a lot stronger than that of the original timeline Haku. After all, he is now even older than 16. After all, in the original timeline, he was older than Naruto, so he's almost on a level of that of a half-step cage level. As Zabuza was laughing, Kakashi, do you see this? Haku is half-step cage level, and it is only a matter of time that he become a true cage level shinobi. He's even stronger than me. Your little brats have no chance. Today, I will definitely take you guys down, and after that, my name, the demon of the mist, Zabuza, will be legendary. As he was laughing, while on the other hand, Kakashi simply shook his head at that. Do not worry, Zabuza, the match is far from over. With that, Menma said, enough, as Menma looked towards Mito, as both of them nodded, as Mito put her hand forward, as Menma also did the same, as in Mito's hand, it was a fire-style Rasengan, and in Menma's hand, it was a wind-style Rasengan, as both Rasengans started to float in mid-air and started to come together as a fire and wind was combined together as a shockwave of fire erupted, shattering all the mirrors. But Haku was able to jump out of the blast radius as a huge explosion took place as Menma and Mito, now in their three-tail Kyuubi's take rushed towards Haku as Haku was having a difficult time against both of them, while Naruto was watching this with a small frown on his face. Honestly, he was a bit disappointed every time Menma activated the Kyuubi's chakra. This was not how the growth of Menma should go. Could it be the Kyuubi's chakra is distracting Menma from his true potential? As Naruto simply frowned at that, he was waiting patiently. But if there is something that is stopping Menma from achieving his true potential and unlock all the world's luck inside of him, then he needs to get rid of it. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that. Do you think my power is stopping that brat? As Naruto heard in his head as Naruto closed his eyes and opened them once again. In his mindscape, several chains, black chains with strange symbol on them, were pinning down a beast as a magic circle was present there. As this was none other than QB. As Naruto simply looked towards QB, QB has already regained all 9 tails worth of his power, but at the moment he was pinned down by several chains, and these strange magical symbols, his power was being extracted, and he was being turned into something different from that of a fox demon into a true demon. As Naruto looked towards him, I must say, you're a strange life force. It has been years since you're inside of me, and even me using my power, you are still not completely turned into a true demon under my command. As QB scoffed at that, do not overstep your bounds, brat. You may take my power, but I will never obey you. As Naruto simply smirked at that, it is only a matter of time, QB. You can already feel that the shackles on my power are loosening, and your conversion into a true demon and my servant. It is only a matter of time. As QB gritted his teeth at that, he thought that those humans were simply fools, even though they have sealed his soul inside here, but the seal was not as powerful as that of the other two brats who only possessed the fragments of his power. He was the QB, and he would regain his chakra. That was only the matter of time. But the humans thought that he was simply useless soul, and the true power was inside of those brats, not knowing that his power shall return back to him. But this monster, he was sure that this kid was not from the shinobi world. He has not seen this kind of power, which was now even turning him into something different than his original self. As QB growled at that, as Naruto simply smirk at that and disappear from his mindscape, while on the other hand, Menma was now fighting against Haku, who has somehow knocked down Mito and made her unconscious with sandbones. As Naruto casually walked towards Mito and put her away, while on the other hand Menma was now using more and more Kyuubi's chakra, almost turning into four-tail state. As Naruto simply shook his head at that, it is time. As Naruto stepped forward, he has seen enough, and he was disappointed with Menma's progress. Maybe it is time for him to step into the stage. As Naruto stepped forward. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this part here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. For the next part, the like goal is gonna be 100 likes and 10 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.